Some stories are true and false at the same time. Pull up a chair and let's talk about Sir Walter Raleigh's quest for El Dorado. Late Elizabethan England is marked by stolen Spanish bullion and imperial rivalry. Raleigh, at one time, had been Elizabeth's favorite privateer, which is a fancy way to say pirate. He was really good at sinking Spanish ships and stealing their gold. Even though he was a very important part of defending England from all of Spain's attempts to invade, he would eventually run afoul of Elizabeth's famous temper by marrying one of her maids without her permission, which would get him knocked from grace in 1591 and earn him a place in the Tower of London. All the while he's in prison, he's receiving letters from his friends and comrades, full of tales of El Dorado and rumors of a lake of gold somewhere east of the Andes. Seeing untold wealth as an opportunity to get back in the good graces of the ruling people in his country, Raleigh set sail for the Caribbean, determined to hunt the rumors down. In 1595, Raleigh lands in Trinidad. They capture and interrogate the governor. Dorado was a conquistador, who, as it turns out, had been chasing the same legend. Raleigh takes several boats up the Orinoco River, an expedition marked with strife, disease, struggle, and death, in search of a gold mine that Dorado promised him was just beyond the cataracts. Raleigh returns home empty-handed. And the Spanish are pretty pissed off that he sacked Trinidad. When Elizabeth dies in 1603 and James I takes the throne, Raleigh's no longer in favor. So it's back to the Tower of London he goes from 1603 to 1616. Here he would write many, many letters describing all of the wonders that he had seen in Guyana, how eager he was to return and finish the job. He's eventually able to convince James to release him, contingent upon his promise to not attack any Spanish ships, any Spanish forts, or any Spanish person. Of course, Raleigh didn't keep his word. Near the Spanish post of Santo Tomé de Guyana, shooting breaks out. Precisely what the license forbade. Spanish reports record the raid and its casualties, but no seized mine. The riches of El Dorado had eluded him. James I, bowing to pressure from nobles and merchants, revives Raleigh's suspended sentence. On the 29th of October, 1618, Raleigh is executed in London. But were the legends true? Well, Raleigh did claim to find several pieces of compelling evidence at the confluence between the Orinoco and the Caroni. According to modern geology, the Guyana Shield, which is in this floodplain, is actually gold rich, making Raleigh likely wrong on the map, but right about the minerals. Another thing to keep in mind is that the El Dorado legend originated with a king who would douse himself in gold and then jump into a lake every single day. The Spanish would carry those tales all over the continent and use it as an excuse to abuse the peoples who lived there. Natives in this area didn't owe Sir Walter Raleigh or any of the Spanish a damn thing. If there was a mine, it belonged to them and not to the English or the Spanish. The point of the story isn't so much whether or not Raleigh found a mine. I think it's more about why they were there at all and why they shouldn't have been there in the first place.